Hi, this is Rainbow Harmony here to help you find balance and peace to live a more colorful life. And this is a personal reading for someone who wanted a general reading for their birthday. So happy birthday. I'm really excited to do this reading for you because I think this is actually the coolest gift ever, because I know that it was someone who I believe purchased a reading from me earlier for themselves, decided to purchase you this reading for your birthday. With your consent, of course, because I only do readings with consent, but I received your question, and I was able to use your question to make a custom spread for you. And since it's your birthday, I decided to throw in a couple of extra cards for free at the end, because usually I cut the readings off around 8 or 9 questions, but I added in a couple more. So we're going to really figure everything out here. First, what we're going to do is just look into your character and your personality and your traits and your strengths, just for fun, because the whole point of this reading is really to uplift you and to help motivate you and inspire you, and to help kind of tap into the energies that are leaving and also coming into your life. And of course to help you find balance and peace. So the questions I'm asking are all about, what energy is coming in, what your current energy is, what you should be open to receive, what challenges you're going to be facing in this next year, and how to overcome them. And I asked one of your questions, which is how to tap into your full potential this year. And we're also going to see what the overall theme for you this year is. So, interestingly enough, you're turning 32, and you're 32 today, actually. And instantly I had this guidance and this intuition to look up the angel number 32 for you, because I'm really into numerology. And the numbers 2 and 3 are super significant on their own, but together they're very powerful. And so the message and meaning, spiritual meaning behind these numbers is basically kind of a hint to what you're going to be focusing on this year in your life. And so in essence, it can kind of be drilled down to needing to keep your faith and be connected with yourself and your inner strength and your true power, and also finding a connection with the divine. And if you're, not one of those people who's really into that concept of God, because I support all religions and all traditions and all faiths here. I'm non-judgmental and all-inclusive, I guess. If you're not into that, then it's more about you just finding a connection with the earth, or with your path here, with this life you've been living, just a connection with yourself and your body and committing to this life. And so this is a very significant year for you. And it's all about you gathering strength and finding clarity so that you can progress even better along your current path. So the number 32 brings a message that you should be optimistic and have faith. And it's like you've done this and you've been working on this. And so you've been attracting positive circumstances and energies into your life. And so these energies are starting to enter your life, and they're going to manifest opportunities for you to fulfill your life purpose and your soul mission. So what you need to do right now, because I feel like things aren't really clear yet, you're not really quite sure exactly what you're supposed to do, although you're getting more in touch with your truth and your talents, and you're developing a lot of strength in your career. They're saying that you need to trust that you're being supported and guided along the way, and continue to look for opportunities and to expect them, because there are going to be opportunities coming to you. And it's like you're needing to pull up an energy of having enthusiasm. So basically, they're just have faith and trust in yourself and the universal energies, because there's a lot that's happening here in your life. And the first thing I did after I drew all these cards was, I just kind of felt the need to laugh. I started giggling. I don't know, it was weird. It was this energy that came over me, you have a lot of joy in your heart, and you're very open heart and open soul. And so maybe that's why they wanted you to get a reading from me for your birthday. Maybe they're feeling like you will resonate with my energy. And so I feel like we're a lot alike in that sense. You and I we're very open-hearted. We love to laugh. We love to play. Your inner child is very much alive. And so I am feeling this playful energy from you. And so these cards over here are for you and your character and your personality traits and strengths. And I'm seeing this inner goddess card here. So you're the kind of person who really radiates inner and outer beauty. And I feel like at 32, at the apex of your life cycle, this is kind of a sign that you need to let your inner beauty shine. Like today on your birthday is definitely a great day to go get pampered if you haven't already. Do yourself up, get a new outfit. I'm constantly talking about this in self-care on the channel because obviously everything I talk about has a lot to do with like the emotional and spiritual and mental realms, but I do believe you have to really ground yourself in the 3D by really celebrating and appreciating your existence. I mean, you think about it, our ancestors, something they were really into was decorating themselves, and they would, you know, use all sorts of, they would make things, and like fashion, it's gone back to very ancient times, and it's all a part of celebrating and appreciating your experience and your divinity and your inner goddess. And so you know that I'm all about fashion here on the channel. Anyone else who's watching this, shout out to you guys. By the way, if you're watching this and it's not your personal reading, then stay tuned because maybe there's some information that will come out for you as well. And I make these readings anonymous and public so that, I don't know, maybe it can help more people. I've come across personal readings on other channels that ended up being like strangely like the thing I needed to hear and sounded like they were talking exactly to me. So if that's you, I'm really glad that I could be part of this awesome synchronicity for you. But anyways, it's time for you to shine. It really is time for you to shine, and you're absolutely beautiful, and you need to like allow that to radiate forth. I also feel like you're very, very nurturing. That's what this is talking about. Something else that's part of your personality and like your gifts. You're very, very nurturing and very creative. And, you know, you're kind of an alchemist. An alchemist is someone who's really good at taking whatever materials and whatever tools are around them and like turning it into something beautiful. So you might be the kind of person who's super crafty and like always wanting to spruce up, you know, your home and always wanting to, you know, create things with your hands, or you always like to just do a little housework and clean and do the dishes and always working with your hands, always doing something, just adding a little bit of flair wherever you go kind of person. You've got that energy to you, so I love this card, the Green Woman. It's so beautiful. I actually am going to flip to this in the guidebook because I'm interested to see if there's anything else that's going to pop out at me when it comes to like describing you and your traits and your strengths. So, loving and fertile relationships, that's standing out. Like you do have people who are in relationships with you, they feel very cared for. And I also see that this is really interesting. It's like you're getting really in sync with the rhythm of your life right now. That's something you're really gifted in. Like you're very in sync now with the rhythm of your life. Like you're kind of going with the flow. You're very open. I feel like in the first half of your life you're very resistant, and there were things that came along and kind of helped open you up. And your heart is very open in a good way now. Like you have up strong boundaries. Your heart is open, and you're really ready to, I feel like when it comes to love, like you're really ready to embrace love. You're really ready to open to that. And, so, like, you're the kind of person who's kind of complex and, like, subtle, but you're also very dynamic. So, I don't know, I picture you kind of being, like, you spend a lot of time quiet and in solitude, but when you do get around people, like, you love to talk, and maybe you talk really fast, too. I'm also seeing, like, you have a lot of energy, and I think that's why I started laughing when I started tapping into your energy, because, like, you lots of energy, especially a lot of energy coming in right now. And when it comes to your spiritual gifts and talents, you have the gift, this is from my personal deck, which helps me figure out what people's gifts are. You have clairvoyance, and so you're very imaginative. You have clear seeing and inner seeing. Basically, this is when you see dramatic visions like movies. You might subtly see a color, a number, or a symbol in your head. So you basically receive premonitions through your visions. You might say things like, I saw that coming. Like, you can predict things. So it's like a third eye thing. It's like a psychic vision. So you're talking to someone else who, or listening right now to someone else who also has that gift, along with a couple others, but it doesn't mean you have to, like, quit your job and, like, run away with a band of gypsies and be a tarot reader or anything, but you can use this gift in your life in order to help manifest things. And I feel like you have a vision for things. Like, you know, when you get a new home, like, you instantly have a vision of, like, how it's going to be decorated. And you always have a plan for, like, what's next in your life. You have, like, a greater vision for, like, the things you see. It's not hard for you when you're reading a book to imagine things. And I did get visions of you reading a lot, too, actually. Which I'm not sure if that's guidance for you, that you need to be, like, picking up some new reading material, which is always a great idea, and continuously be reading and expanding your mind. Or if you're just, like, an avid reader, but yeah, really interesting. You can use this skill, actually, in order to help manifest. And I have a lot of videos here on the channel that talk about how to use your clairvoyance, so stay tuned. And you can just Google it, too, if you want to know more about this. So, I'm going to look this one up. This is from my new deck. So, I'm kind of getting the impression that you're the kind of person who likes to really make calculated decisions. Like, you like adventure and taking risks, but you would really prefer to kind of wait to see things through. And it's like, there's like something in your life right now that you're waiting for, and I'm getting the symbol that symbol. I'm seeing a symbol, but, like, I'm getting the message that this kind of has to do a little bit with your love life. Like, you're really looking for this area of your life to be fulfilled, or just go to the next level. And so I also see here that you have the ability to get even better returns than you expected from a career or work venture. So you have the ability to be able to manifest a lot of money, and I think it's because of your gift of clairvoyance, your ability to, like, really imagine and dream big. And I'm also seeing, yeah, you're very good at teamwork too, like working in a group of people, like you're a good leader. And I also see you're really good at receiving advice and also assisting others. So you do kind of have a gift, I guess, with counseling and being there for other people, which is, you know, maybe why you enjoy stuff like this, because maybe you're the kind of person that's always giving to other people so much, like you're such an empath and an open heart, that it's not often that people kind of let you be the one to, you know, kind of cry on their shoulder or, like, go to them for advice. So getting advice is obviously a nice treat when you're used to being the person that you know, always does that for other people. So I'm just having some tea. Interesting. So you gotta let me know how I did there. So your current energy. Pretty blunt. I mean, we've got the transition card and the peace card, so you're definitely in a huge transition in your life right now. And I doubt that, like, your family would be purchasing you a reading if they didn't feel like they knew you were in kind of a transition. But I don't feel like it's a bad one. I just feel like you have a lot of opportunity and you have a lot of blessing, and so there's a lot of different directions you can take your life in, and you've really come into your own here. You've really matured into a beautiful version of yourself, and you have a lot of power in you. And so they're saying to have peace, because this is a transition to a beautiful place in your life, because the cards that come next in the spread are the generosity card and the unconditional love card, and I just feel like you need to know that the universe loves you. You need to know that God or the divine or the universe, you know, just look at how well cared for all of the animals and all the plants are. And even though there's people out there that are kind of doing stuff to destroy the earth, there's a lot of people out there who are planting trees and trying to help and doing ethical fashion movements, right? Things like that. And I just feel like there's so much love here in this world, and you need to realize that it's there for you. Like, don't separate yourself from that love. It's part of you. And the love that you give to others, you need to start receiving and being open to receive that love. I think you look around and see that everyone kind of has their, you feel like everyone kind of has their stuff together, you know, and you see the blessings a lot of other people have, but it's a lot harder, you know, and even me personally, it's hard for me to, you know, reflect on your own blessings. And I feel like very soon here, it's going to be hard to deny all the blessings in your life because you're about to get more of them. And like I said, 32, angel number 32, it's like a sign that a lot of positive energy is coming in, and you're going to start seeing this manifest into opportunities. And even the question that you asked me, you have the feeling, you probably have an intuition that there's going to be a lot of opportunity this year because you wanted to know more about it as part of your question and like some of the challenges. So it's like you're ready to receive these opportunities. So it's really interesting to me because this right here is reminding me of like playfulness, and so I feel like there is a playful energy with where your life is headed, and I don't know, I feel like the universe likes to do that. Sometimes when you start getting bored with your life and you feel like this is it or whatever, the universe likes to sometimes send you like a little miracle or like a little nudge or something to kind of keep your eyes open, keep you hoping. I don't know, anytime I've ever just kind of gotten disillusioned with life and like lost faith, really cool miracles happen. I feel like there's gonna be some cool stuff coming, and if you've had any disillusionment with life recently, or you felt kind of because I'm kind of tapping into a little bit of that right now, just know that there's a whole new playful positive energy taking root, and you probably are feeling this on your birthday. There's always such an interesting energy surrounding someone on their birthday, so I feel that right now. So just enjoy this. You're transitioning out of this time of like confusion and a time where you were really exploring your shadow, and a time where you were really I don't know, just learning a lot of really tough lessons, you know, lessons a lot of us have to learn in life. Everyone has their own lessons to learn here, and you've done that well, and you're sailing smooth now. The waters are smooth, and the wheel of the year is turning, and I just feel like you're entering a new season and a new era in your life. And so this is really exciting. And the energy that's leaving is, I feel like you just have been giving and giving and giving a lot, which you would never be the kind of person that would complain, but you just feel a bit drained because of it. And I feel like that's the energy that's leaving. Like, you know, there is the law of attraction at work here in your life, whether you recognize it or not. And you know, the law of give and receive, like the law of karma, like you're gonna receive a lot of this energy back, a lot of the goodness that you gave out there. Like, just imagine a more harmonious and peaceful reality for yourself in the future, because I feel like you're vibing up here, and I feel like a lot of this good energy is coming in for you. So many signs about like this positive energy coming to you. I guess that's kind of vague, but I don't know, maybe you feel it. It's just like this rush, and I feel like some of these questions I ask are going to help us really tap into that. So what is the energy that is coming in now? What energy is coming in? Interesting. So I feel like this year is really going to help you develop your intuition to a whole other level. Because remember earlier we got the clairvoyant card, and now I'm seeing the seer, which is interesting because this card doesn't come out very often, to be honest with you. It comes out for me all the time because I'm like, this is me. But I feel like you have this side to yourself as well. Like, you're going to start learning how to really get grounded so you can feel confident in making your decisions. Because I kind of feel like that's what's keeping you from moving forward right now. You have a hard time really feeling confident in making your choices, and there's a lot of fear over like making a wrong choice when it comes to this next direction in your life. So first of all, they're saying easy does it. There's no need to hurry or force things to happen. Everything is occurring in perfect timing. Maybe now as you get a little bit older and you head more into your 30s, you have this fear, like there's like this certain level you got to be at in your life, or this certain status you need to achieve, or maybe you just have really high expectations for yourself. I do. I do. I think there's nothing wrong with that, with setting goals for yourself, but sometimes if you identify with that so much, it can make you I don't know, it's just hard to enjoy your present and to feel like thankful and to feel grounded, and to, you know, sometimes it can make you feel anxious if you're too focused on that and not grounded in your reality. So I feel like you've done a lot already. You've made a lot of conscious steps to move forward to these visions you've had, but this is a year to really, like, clarity. Remember, that was something that was standing out from angel number 32, is you need to have clarity and decide what your intentions are when it comes to moving forward, and like be very direct about it. You know, if you want to write an album, do it. If you want to write a book, do that. If you want to travel to a certain place, just like be like, this is the year I'm going to do that. You know, whatever is coming up in your gut, set an intention and make it happen. Don't be afraid to set that intention. And along my earlier journey, I don't know, I guess I used to deal with a lot of fear. The whole reason I do this is because I'm currently working on some of these things I'm teaching you guys about. And I used to have a lot of fear when it came to making decisions. You know, I would be so non-committal with things because I was afraid, I guess, to like, for many things, you know, the fear of starting at the bottom was something, the fear of like how it's all going to come together, fear of being provided for, fear of like maybe you don't feel safe. These are like some deep things deep down at the root of, you know, when it comes to the fear of committing. And what you need to do is to kind of spend some time exploring and searching your soul, you know, spend some time in meditation or spend some time outside. Because see, in this picture, she's outside and it's like she's kind of visualizing and getting grounded, and that's what I love to do. That, honestly, I love going on walks and I love going out into nature and just thinking and meditating, and or just opening my mind and seeing like what will come to me. And I go out in nature and do readings for you guys all the time. But that's kind of what you need to do is really ground yourself and start thinking here about like how you're going to move forward, because there is something that wants to be born in your life, and we're going to get to it later in the reading. But in order to be able to like give birth to that and like to step into this new level of alignment, you're going to have to make a clear intention. And it's not as hard as you'd think. All you got to do is just decide what you want. And the hard thing though is like feeling the worthiness and having the self-esteem and the confidence to be able to like ask for what you want and like declare that, and you know, and to commit yourself to it, and to be able to quiet your mind and your worries and thoughts to be able to hear your inner guidance, so you can commit yourself to taking the action steps it takes to manifest these things into 3D. So I guess that sounds like a lot, but it's really a lot simpler than you'd think. It's just what needs to happen here is like pulling up your inner strength to really make these steps to move forward. So let's figure out how we can do that. The next card is how you can open to receive these opportunities. You know, how you can pull up the inner strength and be open to receive the opportunities that are coming in for you this year. So yes, they need you to focus. Look at this. Keep your unwavering thoughts, feelings, and actions focused on your target, and you will make your mark. So this is kind of just a symbol here, like a picture, but this is literally what you need to do is really have focus and aim for what you want now in life. And I don't care if what you want is just, it's not for me or for anyone to judge. It could literally be like a life partner. It could be like the next level in your relationship. It could be a certain job or a certain position at your work. I'm just like kind of tapping into you and kind of like maybe some of that is some stuff you're desiring, but that's only for you, honestly, to tell. So look at this card right now and take some deep breaths and see if anything comes up, you know? See if you're having any gut feelings or any visions, since you're very clairvoyant. While, you know, I'm reading all these messages to you and channeling all this information to you, because there is something that wants to be born. I'm so excited for you. So they're also saying to be open to receive leaving a difficult time behind. Like maybe in the past you were really like in a survival mindset where you were just really fighting to get to a certain situation in your life where you could find peace. You know, maybe there were some toxic relationships you had to let go of. Maybe there was some trauma that happened that you had to recover from. I mean, all of us go through life and none of us, I don't think any of us get through this unscarred. And I feel like they're saying that you need to be open to realize that the future is not going to be like the past. One of your biggest fears right now is feeling like the past is going to repeat itself, but you've actually done a lot of work on yourself, and the universe really wants to be generous with you, and so where you're headed is actually like a really beautiful place. And I keep seeing the sign and all the cards of these calm waters, like these smooth waters for you, and that you've actually been working on creating this through your own thoughts and your own feelings and your own intentions and actions and choices. You've been creating this sacred space in your life, and like I said, and reading into your personality, you're the kind of person who creates beauty wherever you go. So I also see here that you should be open to receiving improvement and overcoming difficulties. So look, this card, it is essentially the overcoming difficulties card, and so is this. So if there's some kind of difficulty that you're going through, this is a huge sign. You're going to overcome it. Troubles left behind, success after worries and anxieties, new opportunities. Look, you still have a lot of life left in you. I feel like your life is just starting. I feel like there's still a lot left for you to do here, and I don't know why, like I'm getting this energy like you just feel like it's over, like you feel a lot older than you really are, and you got to get out of that mindset. I felt like that too for the longest time. I don't know why, but when I was 23 and 24, I felt really old and I felt like life was over. And it's like this weird mindset that can take over sometimes. Like, I don't know, it's probably just because of the media and what they tell women, but I actually feel like as a woman, the older that you get, the more beautiful you get, because you really step into like your divine power, and you get to really channel that divine feminine, and it's really beautiful. Like you become more wise and more balanced, and I just feel like at this point at 32, you're like a role model of serenity and peace, and you've really lived a beautiful life, and you've really dealt with all your challenges and obstacles well. And I feel like this card is saying that you're going to be sorting things out. Like your journey is going to be smooth and tranquil. Like they're like, once again, more imagery with these smooth waters for you. So that's so beautiful. That's what they want you to be open to receive. But once again, they want you to have clarity with what you want next. So, okay, this is like the weirdest thing ever. When I went to draw all these, like, I just went to draw one card and all of these came out. And at first, I thought it was a mistake. But, I don't know, I just got the guidance to just leave it. And so, this is your challenges. And so, this tells a little story here. First of all, they're saying that this year you might really feel like there's so much positive energy coming in, and there's like this aura of change around you. Anytime you have change in your life, it's going to be it's going to be kind of intense, you know? It's going to really push you to grow, and it's really fun and exciting, but it can also be overwhelming. And so they're saying this year to just take things slow, like honor the cycles of your body, energy levels, and emotions. To quite literally just honor yourself, and if you need to rest a lot, you know, rest a lot. If you need to spend time just releasing emotions or doing healings, do that. This might be a year where self-care is going to be so important. Like I said at the beginning of the reading, massages, you might want to just get a membership at a spa or something if you can. Things like that, or do a home spa, you know, give yourself a bath, pedicure, stuff like that. To help you through these challenges. They're saying that like your secret weapon this year is your self-care. So if you've had a stressful day at work, or you've had a stressful day with just the everyday challenges of life, because it can just get stressful. Sometimes a trip to the grocery store can just randomly be stressful. And so just when you have moments like that, really just take a break and like just put some lotion on or something, or just rub some oil on your face, or smell some flowers, or do some essential oils. Just self-care, say a prayer, meditate, anything. These are just random ideas I'm throwing out there, but these are things that are going to help you through these challenges. So I also see with your challenges, this kind of tells a story. You're going to have to be very patient when it comes to your opportunities. There are opportunities coming in, and some of them you're going to have to regenerate yourself. I do feel like there's some that will quite literally appear out of thin air for you, because the universe loves to do that. But especially to people like you, I feel like. But at the same time, you're going to have to pull up your inner strength, and generate these opportunities. And the way that you generate them is by, committing yourself and setting intentions. And so maybe what you're trying to manifest is something with your love life. This has to do with like travel. And so maybe you're on Instagram and you're seeing these pictures of these couples and they're like traveling to these places and like they're kissing in like bikinis in the freaking Bahamas, and you're like, this is what I want. I'm so ready for this. I'm just kidding. But, for real, I actually feel like there's like this dream and this vision you have that's kind of like you want that romance and you want that connection and you want that energy and inspiration to enter your life and you want to travel with this person. And so whether this is a current relationship, maybe you just want to manifest like more harmony and peace and like more freedom in your life. Because this is like the freedom card and like healing in a certain relationship, or it could just be like you want to heal this, you want to heal your heart and any betrayal and trauma and stuff like that that's in there, and manifest this love, this great love, manifest your other half, your soulmate, your someone who you can be on that divine level with when it comes to connection. And so I'm actually seeing that like the challenge is with having to be patient here and like balance yourself to be open to receive this. That's what your challenge is this year. I feel like you're ready for this now, but it's going to actually take more time and more commitment and more intention. And so I do feel like this is a message though that it's coming. They're just like, you just need to like believe it, like stay focused, like have faith, because remember angel number 32 was saying like, angel number 32 brings the message that your positive attitude, optimism, and faith have attracted positive circumstances and energies into your life that will manifest opportunities for you. So maybe this person that's coming into your life or that's already in your life, although I feel like they haven't come in your life yet, but I don't know. I'm just like, I kind of feel this distance between you and this person. So if you're married to this person, or it's like you're in a relationship with them, then maybe this is a sign you need to really focus on nurturing your relationship to establish that freedom and harmony so that you can vibe up and accomplish this next step in your path. But I also feel like, if this person isn't in your life, because I'm feeling more distance, this is someone who's actually going to align with you and help you to accomplish this next level and help you get to the next place. There's nothing more inspiring than love and like meeting someone who really reflects back to you all the beautiful aspects of your soul and all the dark aspects too. But we learn and grow from that, right? But it's beautiful, and I feel like there's nothing wrong with desiring this. You just need to be like realistic with yourself and be honest and like actually set an intention and realize like you're worthy of this and it's time. And don't feel like this can't be accomplished. So how to overcome this challenge? So you have a lot of prosperity coming into your life. I'm feeling like financial prosperity. And so maybe that's why we're getting the inner goddess card. Maybe they're just like, this is the time in the movie of your life where you get that makeover. You know? Maybe it's time that you kind of renew yourself here. Put money into yourself. Like, put some of your abundance into treating yourself well. And, you know, I don't know why that's such a huge message for you. Usually the messages I'm giving are, I'm telling people to meditate. I'm telling people to self-soothe, to, you know, tap in more to themselves. But I feel like you're very connected, but as within, so without. You've done a lot of work on your inner self, and now it's time for you to, like, reflect that beauty outward. And so, you know, you don't have to do anything crazy, but, you know, maybe you can purchase some sustainable and ethical clothing. Or maybe you can just get your nails done or something, or go get your hair dyed. You can do like a henna dye. It's all natural. Because I feel like you kind of overlook those sides of yourself, and like there's a lot coming out with like worthiness and self-esteem. Very, very beautiful person, but you know, I think it's just because you're a little drained. You've been giving a lot to people. So this is a year that you don't have to apologize at all for how well you take care of yourself. You are going to take your self-care from, on a scale of 1 to 10, from a 3 to an 11. You are going to have, you know, nicest hair, the nicest everything, and you're going to look great, and you're going to feel great, and you don't have to break the bank doing this. And you don't have to hurt animals or the planet to do it. There's so many great sustainable and ethical products out there for these things, but I just feel like this is a very big message for you right now, is to really take care of yourself, and you need to see yourself as beautiful, and you don't need products, you don't need things to do that. You can simply just, you know, look in the mirror, all natural, and learn how to embrace that natural beauty. But I also feel like this is about like accentuating. This is about bringing forth your inner beauty, and you deserve to do that as other people do that. You're here on this earth to have this experience. You're in this body. Why not celebrate it? And why not, you know, really use that? And, you know, maybe you need to hit the gym. Maybe you need to commit yourself to like a workout routine, because that will really help with self-esteem. You know, anytime my self-esteem is tanking, because of course I'm only able to tap into this in people because I've struggled with it myself, because we're all just mirrors to each other. But anytime I'm struggling with that, you know, just do 20-minute workout. And if you're feeling really tired, you can just type in on Google or YouTube 20-minute workout if you're tired. And there's literally workouts for like people who are tired and lazy. And it'll help you, and like actually you'll see results and you'll feel great. And I feel like self-care, like in every way, is so important. Your diet, exercise, this is all, everything that's coming out. Like maybe switching to a more healthy diet for your body. You know, consult your doctor when it comes to your health, but many people love trying more plant-based diet. Adding more fruits and vegetables and, you know, water is always a great idea. So I'm seeing these are actually things you can do to help you manifest this love relationship you're looking for, this new level you want, this connection you're really longing for. That's actually how you can manifest it, is by taking such good care of yourself and really falling in love with yourself and honoring and embracing and appreciating yourself. And you'll get so caught up in that you'll forget about this, and it'll manifest. You know? So I feel like that's what needs to happen here. Spend this year like working on like taking action steps, deciding what it is you want, you know, but taking action steps to really reflect all this inner work you've done on yourself. I feel like you're such a beautiful person, and you deserve to look in the mirror and see your beauty. And if you don't feel it, you know, do some mirror work. Spend time in front of your mirror. Do affirmations. You know, don't feel silly about it if it's something that's hard for you. It's okay to work on this side of yourself and develop this side of yourself. Not many people in the society talk about how important it is, but a lot of successful people do affirmations. I actually remember finding this clip once on the internet of Demi Lovato, like the singer. She, before a concert once, her microphone was on and she didn't know it, and it picked up on her doing affirmations saying like, I am amazing, I am capable, I am worthy. And she was like, oh yeah, I don't mind. People heard that. Like, everyone should do affirmations. So it really does help. So that's kind of a way that you can overcome this. So we have a couple more cards. These are like the extra cards I added to your reading. So, how to tap into your full potential. Okay, I know exactly what this is talking about. This is so interesting. So this year, really, how interesting is this? Look at the spread and like, look what this is pointing at. So they want you to focus and make intentions, and then they actually want you to really take action this year. They're saying it's the perfect time for you to start new projects, access new ideas, and give birth to new conditions. Like I said, there's like something that wants to be born. There's a lot of abundance surrounding you. These bunnies stand for abundance, and then there's like this prosperity card. So before you can really tap into your potential, you're going to have to feel safe and feel worthy. So we already talked a little bit about like the self-esteem, but this is about feeling safe and feeling secure. Maybe it's hard for you to feel safe and secure since you still like aren't exactly where you'd like to be with this manifestation here with like your love life and everything. And I know like as a woman that like that's something very important. A lot of times we feel like we want to have this area of our life secure before we can move forward. And that's just natural, I feel like. But I just feel like in this life, and we have this opportunity now and in this time to really be able to, as women, develop ourselves and strength and pull up our inner goddess and make a really beautiful, firm foundation for ourselves in our life. And that's exactly what you've done here. And, your home is where the heart is. And so you've created like a really safe home within yourself because you have this ability to generate all this abundance. You have these beautiful gifts and this inner light, and I feel like that should be something that makes you feel safe in this situation. I think you just kind of lost a little bit of connection with the mystery and the magic of the universe. The universe really loves symmetry. It does. If you look at just patterns and just like the plants and the animals and just everything, how everything's designed, it likes symmetry. And so if you're desiring this counterpart, this partner, like this symmetry, I feel like it's coming. You're already attracting it your way, and it's going to be someone that's going to be able to really meet you on that level, and or it's going to be an energy that's going to help your relationship grow to that next level. And so safety is within you. And look at this. This is like a reminder, like Stonehenge. Like, people don't really know how to explain that, right? It's just something like wondrous and mysterious. And I feel like it's a message that's coming out for you. You can't always really like 100% know the future. Even someone like me who's like super clairvoyant and like has all the spiritual gifts and like is really good at tapping into this stuff and translating these cards and channeling this energy. There's even things I can't know. And I'm still blown away by the magic and the awe of the universe. And the more I find out and the more I learn about all this, the more I realize I don't know. And I feel like that's something you need to do, is just to move forward, is just surrender to the awe and the wonder of the universe, and trust in that there's a rhyme and there's a reason and there's a flow. Trust that you are part of the cycle of life, and you will continue to be nurtured just like all the plants and all the animals here, and you'll continue to grow and evolve. And right now it's time for you to take these steps forward and to plant these seeds to manifest a harmonious, beautiful life for yourself. What wants to be born this year? They're saying, be honest with yourself. What is your heart's true desire? So what is it? What do you really want deep down more than anything? And don't judge yourself for it, and don't let anyone judge you for it. This is what wants to be born this year. And I do feel like it has to do with this, but then again, it could be a couple things. It's very personal to you. But they're saying to surrender your will and to let go of that need to control and to know everything, and to be willing to just let go of old habits and thoughts and belief patterns. Maybe the feelings of, the unworthiness and not feeling confident, not feeling ready. The fear, the insecurity, doubts, try to like start working consciously on letting those things go. And they're just like, keep on keeping on because you're really close, sister. So they're like, time to surrender your will and realize that you have an incredible ability to be able to manifest your heart's true desire. Why not spend your life doing that? So what wants to be born next? What's coming next, So overall, the theme of this next year. And when I saw this card and this card, I was like, what? What is this? So, I feel like you're going to be finding yourself out in nature a lot. We already talked about that with this card, about like the need to go on walks and kind of just think and visualize so you can figure out these intentions you're going to set, But I feel like that's why this go outside card is coming out. They're saying that overall a big theme this year is going to be you returning to nature and like finding your connection with this planet that you're a part of and connected to. And you can feel really lost and in the world when you don't go out into nature. Seriously, I'm gonna say if it's been about 2 weeks since I've been like to like a nice park or to like just somewhere in the forest or something, if it's been 2 weeks for me, I start getting weird symptoms. Like I start getting these weird pains and like I start getting really tired and my energy just shifts and I start freaking out and like questioning my life and it's like and then like I'm like ugh, and I tell my partner, let's go on a hike or let's go out somewhere to the wilderness, and I do, and then all of a sudden I'm like happy and I'm smiling and I'm like looking at all these birds and I'm just realizing, you gotta go where your soul feels the most alive. You gotta go where you feel happy and you feel grounded, and for most people it's gonna be nature because we're part of it. And in this modern life, we become so dissociated from it because of all these modern, buildings and structures. And there's nothing wrong with that. I think that's beautiful too, but it's all about balance. You know how when they have a parking lot that they build somewhere, they've got to also like put flowers and stuff like that on it. At least that's how it is here where I live in California. Every time they build a parking lot, there's like a code on how many trees and flowers and like things also have to kind of go into the parking lot to balance it out. That's kind of the same concept here. Like, you need to balance yourself out. If you're spending all your time in houses and parking lots and grocery stores and whatever, and running errands, office buildings, you need to also make sure you're out with the beach and the ocean and the sand and the sun and the trees and the dirt and the rocks, and you need to get some of that energy in your life as well. And so that's going to be a huge thing for you this year, is going into nature, and that's going to solve 99% of your problems. When I went on my first big like conscious healing journey in my life, where I realized I need to do some healing, I need to like balance, and I decided to like be conscious about it and like try to do things that would help with that. Going into nature was like the first thing I did, and it solved 99.9% of my problems, and I think it's going to solve all your problems too. I think it's, if you're confused, if you're overwhelmed, if you're unsure, go into nature and you will find your answers. Go somewhere as rural as you can. Look up hiking trails near where you live. You'd be surprised, even some places that are like a city, big cities will even have little hiking trails. So just check it out. Another theme for you this year, I'm like, what? I think this is going to be the year that you become very conscious of your anxiety, and you're going to start really working on easing your worries, and you're going to learn how to relax more. And you're an empath, and so what's happening is you're absorbing all the energies and emotions around you wherever you go, and I feel like you're starting to become more conscious. of stuff like that. You're starting to realize how sensitive you are to other people and to just certain environments, and you're going to need to really ground this gift that you have, this clairvoyance you have. And so they're saying that there's no reason for you to have self-doubt right now. That the anxiety you have is kind of needless. And it says, this card warns you to not get worked up over matters that will be sorted out with time, or that are not your problem. So this year is really about kind of creating the space for you to not have to get too involved with other people's drama, so that you can create the space for yourself to really unleash your inner goddess. Really, this is the year that you unleash your inner goddess and you move forward diligently towards these plans for your future. And so the theme for this year is there is going to be a little bit of that going on, but it's a good message that you're basically going to overcome this. And look, we got the frustration card reversed. So another theme for this year is you're not going to be as frustrated. I just think things are going to be moving a lot easier for you, and it's probably due to this. It's probably due to you getting grounded and following through with your guidance here. So, you know what? We're already an hour in here, but I want to pull a card from my personal deck. One more bonus card for you since it is your birthday. So I just hit you with so much information, you're probably like done because you've had this rabbit Aquarian yakking at you for the past hour. Just kidding. But this is my personal deck, and I made it when I was going through a huge transition in my life. And ultimately, the messages on here led me to starting my fashion business, which is doing amazing right now, and led me to starting this channel, which is growing, and I'm very thankful for that. So I'm hoping that a message will come through for you that's going to help point you in the right direction. Now that you just received all of this information, which, by the way, I strongly suggest that you listen to this reading a couple times, take notes, and as always, trust your own gut, because maybe some of this information that came through were some other people who watched too. So if something doesn't resonate, always trust yourself. Sometimes when I go back and listen to the readings other people have done for me like a week or two later, I hear like new pieces of information and I get new visions, and it's cool. So maybe come over this a couple times. I usually leave these up for a couple months. So what can we do for this next step? Just shuffling this. I got my starfish card. So this card says, doing things in your own unique manner, no matter how strange, will almost always work better for you. So you need to let go of the need to like explain yourself. If I was to sit here and explain to everybody and to all the skeptics how this works and all the reasons I'm doing it and all the whys and wherefores, I'm sure many people would have opinions about it. I'm sure like everyone's gonna have their own thoughts and opinions, and I realized that on my journey that I was just gonna have to trust myself and do what I love regardless of what people think. And that's kind of a basic message here, but that's 100% what this year is gonna be about for you. And like what your next step is all about is letting go of caring what people think, just letting it go, because you need to march to the beat of your own drum here. Like, you are a clairvoyant person, you're kind of a free spirit, you know, you need to, you know, really not care what people think about you, doing like this self-care and letting your inner goddess out. And it's time for you to allow yourself to be beautiful. Enjoy your beauty. Like 32, like this is the year that your beauty is going to shine, your inner and outer beauty. And so they're saying that your heart is always going to know the appropriate action. So you're being given this gift of hope and guidance. And I'm hoping that that's what I was able to do for you, because it says gift of hope and guidance. And I have one more card for you. This is you. Remember earlier I was talking about how you're an alchemist? How you're able to create beauty wherever you go and take lemons and turn them into lemonade. This card says, an alchemist is someone who makes the best out of the worst and doesn't allow external events to govern their internal condition. Flip it around to work for you. Maybe this first half of your life wasn't 100% what you thought it was going to be. Maybe you're starting to have more visions for where you would like to be in your life, and so it's, creating a little bit of anxiety here. But just remember, you have this powerful gift of creating beauty everywhere you go. So you've created a beautiful path for yourself. There's a lot of signs here about there being like smooth sailing ahead towards this next level in your life and in your journey. And you're going to be able to flip around your whole experience to work for you. So it's time for you to really start thinking about this gift you have with your vision. And if you're not really sure where to start or what to create, because that's like what you're being called to do. You're just being called to, take some of your visions and ground them into reality. The universe doesn't care what you choose. It'll support whatever you choose. It just wants you to choose, as long as your intention is pure and you're doing this with an open heart. And I feel like that's what's happening here. Trust your heart. Trust your heart on what wants to be created next. Anything you want, and if it's this love relationship, how can you create that? You need to love yourself to attract that love. As within, so without. So, it's time for you to honor yourself, decorate yourself, appreciate yourself, show yourself, your body, how much you appreciate it in this existence. So I hope that you enjoyed this reading and these messages. Definitely let me know what you think, and I'm always available if you want to come back for another reading. I usually tell my subscribers, my my regular clients, no more than twice a month, because at a certain point I'm gonna tell you to to do some prayer or meditation on your own. But anytime you feel like a major shift in the energy, feel free to reach out and we can touch bases. So thank you so much for hitting me up and for purchasing this, and I hope that everything that came through in this helped motivate and inspire and uplift you. Peace out.